Am I the a-hole for telling a couple I'm not their charity case? I've been raising my 8-year-old nephew Jack after both his parents died in 2019. I went from being a 34-year-old bachelor to being a single dad overnight. I don't regret it, but it requires much sacrifice. My brother made good money and invested into a house before he died. It's being rented at a loss because the rent is less than the mortgage and other costs, but it will be worth a fortune when it is paid off. So I'm basically paying for an 8-year-old and a house I don't even live in. I also have Jack in a private school. This summer, Jack wanted to go to a sleepaway camp. It's for 6 weeks, and I could only afford 2 even though it's a 3-week minimum. He left last week. Out of the blue, the camp called me up and said someone wanted to sponsor Jack for the whole summer. I was confused. They said a pair of angels heard of my hardship and wanted to help out. I said I wouldn't even consider it unless they told me who was paying for it. Eventually, they said it was the parents of a boy who is an acquaintance of my son. They act like they're better than everyone and come from old money. I've heard them say nasty things about the people that they've helped. I reached out to them and said, my finances are none of their business and I'm not their charity case. I'm not here to make them feel better about themselves. They were taken aback by my response and asked me to think of Jack. I said your attitude proves my point. For the record, Jack has a fun summer planned out which includes many play dates and trips with his cousins, and his other uncle is taking him to Legoland in a couple of weeks. He's not working in the mines this summer. Edit. The house was half paid off when I took possession, if it. It cost me $400 a month to keep it. I would have lost like $80K before the mortgage is paid off. But the house can easily sell for $1 million. Why would I sell a house at loss when I can keep it at a loss but then sell it at a gain in 15 years? Why shouldn't I be compensated for raising my nephew? So he should get his $250K and a house, whereas I find myself in debt at 53? He's already starting off at an advantage, and if I should die, then he'd get the house or whatever I have from selling it. It's a small compensation to have saved him from going to foster care. I'm sure my brother and my nephew would want me to have the house for putting my entire life and future on hold to raise him.